Hey everybody, welcome to Bunny Data. Tonight we are doing We Like Dota Community Night. It's a 10-stack captain's mode in the guild. On the Radiant side we have Karma, Dwarf SC, Tugs McBoat, Cheese Whiz, Vandal. On the Dire side with a nifty team, INFN, name and logo, we have Happy Dude 69 Fritz, Iraq Al Rawi, which I think is Boy Dark, and 123, which I like to call numbers, and there's a horse. I think I'm just going to call him Horse because I don't know how to do these single character, special character names. Pardon me for just a second while I switch my settings over. I want to do a little... There we go. Okay. So back to the game. Oh, I see. INFN was Infernal Nebula. Nice. So captaining for the Dire side, we have Horse, and captaining for Radiant, it looks like we have Dwarf SC. Thanks for checking out the We Like Dota Community Night. If you guys want to check out the podcast, just search on iTunes for We Like Dota. And if you want to check out my casts as well, feel free to look me up, youtube.com/bunnydata. Oh, I'm Bunny, your host, by the way. Thanks for joining us. Do appreciate it.
5 seconds. Reserve time.
Interesting early bans. Silencer, I think, is pretty straightforward. Nature's Prophet in the first round of bans is a little bit unusual. Could be a respect ban, could be that they just don't want to deal with the split push. On the other side of the table, they are banning out, like, very high damage output heroes. And following up with an early support Lich pickup.
10 seconds to go.
Holding their cards close to the chest, I think.
5 seconds.
So it makes me wonder what they want for their mid if they're banning the Storm Spirit.
Reserve time. WeLikeDota. Radiant's pick.
I can't think of anyone Storm Spirit's actually a natural counter to at mid. He has good game against everybody. But in terms of being a natural counter where you'd want to ban him in your first round of bans, unless you were just respecting his damage output and his carry potential, can't think of anything if you were developing a mid plan where you would want to take him out.
5 seconds.
So my guess is just somebody they don't want to see, rather than having a cohesive team build plan at the moment. So Witch Doctor pickup for the first support on the Radiant side. We've been seeing a lot of Witch Doctor lately, actually, as a pivotal support. Recently, I saw a sort of schematic of the common picks in the pro scene, and Witch Doctor seemed to have like the nexus of all the different team strats, the most sort of lines leading from him to the other hero sets, in terms of the strategies that he can sort of branch off into. So a strong first pick. So second pickup into Rubik, an interesting pickup. Maybe hoping to steal the big ult off Lich, and Lion giving him another good target. All of Lion's spells being pretty effective steal for Rubik.
Seconds to go.
Lion's another support that's been seeing a lot of popularity recently in the support picks for the pro scene.
Radiant's ban.
I think he usually finds a lot of utility on a team. He definitely gives you that CC, that lockdown that you need. 2 natural stuns on 1 body.
10 seconds to go. Dyer's ban.
He does work best with a little bit of farm, though. Not really an ideal 5 position. Helps a lot if he can, actually builds ags.
10 seconds to go.
So both teams banning out the sort of mid-range tower
Reserve time.
DPS heroes that are in the carry role. Phantom Assassin and Juggernaut. Now picking off the Tiny for the possible picks.
Seconds to go.
I feel like all 3 of those kind of shine in the
5
sort of like
seconds.
2/3 mark into the game. Maybe half to 2/3 in terms of their scalable damage potential. So it could be that both teams are sort of reaching for a late game hard carry. Personally, I like to see a Medusa.
Radiant's pick.
So Axe catches a ban. He's a really strong hero. Definitely somebody who takes over lanes.
Seconds to go. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Reserve time.
So Radiant going deep into the tank to look for probably their offlaner here.
Brood mother.
Dyer's pick.
My guess is that's going to be a Broodmother offlane. A very effective laner. Not one of my personal favorites, but if she's played well, she can be quite the annoyance. Definitely somebody who you can't just give free reign to because she'll take down towers all the way up to the tier 3s in the blink of an eye.
10 seconds to go.
Does demand some attention, does demand some vision.
Reserve time.
It makes me wonder if they were thinking the Broodmother strat early, from the start, that they banned the Nature's Prophet. His global presence being one of the ways to kind of keep up with the Broodmother.
Queen of pain.
Radiant's pick.
So with a Quap pickup, Infernal Nebula now has their mid. It does make me wonder if they banned the Storm Spirit because they wanted to take a Quap. I don't really think. I think that's kind of an even matchup.
10 seconds to go.
But they have a lot of damage potential off of Quap, though they are also giving Rubik the option for a lot of damage in the Quap's abilities as well. Shadow Fiend is the retaliatory mid for Radiant, so we'll see a Shadow Fiend versus Quap at mid, I'm thinking. It's probably the most common arrangement.
Radiant's ban.
And once again, I don't think that either one has the advantage over the other between Shadow Fiend and Quap. It's probably going to come down to play skill. Clockwork, the likely offlaner for Infernal Nebula now. A very strong lane hero, has good presence, and somebody who doesn't need a lot of farm to kill you. He really just needs level 6.
Reserve time.
Radiant on their last 10 seconds.
5 seconds.
There comes a Faceless Void ban.
Dyer's ban.
Infernal Nebula does still need their hard carry here.
Seconds to go.
This lineup has so much damage potential.
5 seconds.
It's actually kind of scary. Especially like in the early mid game.
Reserve time.
Has a lot of team fight potential.
Radiant's pick.
Interesting ban. Phantom Lancer. We haven't really seen a whole lot of him lately. Even after he's come back into Captain's mode. I tried him out just the other day. He feels much different than he did prior to, what is it, the current patch. He feels like he doesn't scale quite as well into the late game. His agility gain just isn't as high, and he doesn't feel as dangerous when you're behind the wheel just driving him. So Ember Spirit's going to be the hard carry on the Radiant side. Interesting. He definitely has damage potential. He has a good escape if he's played well with his ultimates. Would be important.
Anti-mage.
And an anti-mage as the late game carry for Infernal Nebula. One thing to look out for is early force staffs on Rubik and Witch Doctor will be key against the Clockwork on the other team. And so we'll see if they build into that. Just really important for supports. They do tend to die against the Clockwork if they don't have it. So my guess is Infernal Nebula will be trying to create a lot of space for the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage, of course, being a safe lane carry in this instance. My guess being a tri-lane. Okay, so let's see who's on what hero. Numbers 1, 2, 3 is on Queen of Pain. We have Horse on Clockwork. Fritz is on Anti-Mage. Happy Dude 69 is on Lich. Iraq is on Lion. On the Radiant side, we have Tugs McBoat on the carry Ember Spirit. Dwarves SC is on Shadow Fiend. Cheese Whiz is on Witch Doctor. Karma is on Broodmother. And Vandal is on the Rubik. With a nice set. Interesting hood. Okay. What do we have for effigies here? I've Come to Conquer by Vandal. Very nice. Omni Knights. And a Tide Hunter. Yes, I think I've seen that one before. And what do we have over here? Oh, I like this one. That looks very similar to the one that Cheeks has, I think. I do like it, though. Modern art. Very nice. What's this? Void Arc with a... oh, and we have a game pause. We have a Rubik disconnect. Okay, so... I'm going to continue looking around, seeing what else we have for effigies. I don't see anything else. You guys gotta get on your effigies, man. Otherwise, you give me nothing to talk about during these pauses. In the meantime, if any of the viewers would like to take part in any of the We Like Dota community nights, all you have to do is be a member of the guild. And if you're not a member, feel free to message me. Send me an add friend request and we can fix that problem right away. Community nights happen Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the start time, and we re-queue for games throughout the night. We also do informal community nights on Fridays. Most Fridays. And we're always trying to get some more community nights going. I certainly don't have a monopoly on them. Some of the other guild members have expressed some interest in running them in other time zones. If you have an interest in running them in a different time zone, please let me know. We'll see what we can work out. So for laning, it looks like we have some competition for the top rune, Lich and Anti-Mage. The Lion might go to top lane and do the trial lane with Clockwork in the hard lane as a solo. Mina Pain looks like she's going to be mid, of course. On the other side of the map, we have the Shadow Fiend with some shared tangos going to bottom rune. My guess is he's going to go back mid. Unless we have the Ember going mid. Oh, and it looks like he's got 2 shared tangos as well. Which means he is very likely to actually be there mid. And that would leave... Sorry, let me just respond to a message real quick. I apologize. Okay. Sorry, community management. Alright. What was I saying? Yes, we have Shadow Fiend going to the safe lane. Witch Doctor is joining him. And Rubik is down there too, so it's probably a tri-lane with Broodmother solo off. Flame Guard is skilled first. It's a really interesting ability. It's kind of a combination of a pseudo-radiance and then a magical damage block. Witch Doctor does not have an ability chosen for his level 1 yet. And that's actually a great technique. Most of the time, not scaling anything until you actually go into lane and see what you're up against, or get to the rune spot and see what you're up against is ideal. There are some heroes where you can just choose a skill, but most of the time it will make you a better player if you think about it first. So Cogs first on the Clockwork, that's interesting. And already some calls to remake because of Horse's emo OP status. His name is interesting, that special character single character, special character. Not sure I would want to do that, adding special characters to my name. I think it makes it difficult to search for you on Steam. Steam's already difficult to work with as an interface as it is. You guys can always find me under Bunny. And I have a carrot at the end of my name. It's the special character above 6. Not really that special though, it's easy to type. And we'll call up my profile on Steam. Easily searchable. A lot of demand to get into this game. Alright, back in it. So, contesting the bottom rune, we've got the Shadow Fiend and the Witch Doctor going up against its Clockwork. I don't think Clockwork has a lot to offer in those cogs. I mean, a quick block, just to try to guarantee the rune, but in terms of damage potential, that was an interesting play, though, to kind of zone the ramp so that he could get the rune. It's kind of clever. I wonder if that's a new meta. I have not seen that before, so... And some trash talk already. Oh, you guys. Good ward here by Dire. That's a very aggressive offensive lane ward. And it can be placed from the river. It's actually an excellent ward. It looks like that's the only vision we have on the map at the moment. I wonder who on Radiant has some wards here. Quap playing her daggers to effect with a little bit of harassment. Trading a few hits now, though. I think that was about even. Her dagger is actually an excellent harassability in the early game. Shadow Strike does a good damage over time tick. It's a good way to last hit when necessary, but also a good harass tool. In the off lane, no wards on Broodmother, and no wards on these guys. They're going to need a ward soon to deal with these invisible webs. In the bottom lane, it's a 2v2. No, I apologize, it's a 3v2 technically. There's a Witch Doctor doing some pulls from the easy camp here. Now that's not a stacked easy camp, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to... Oh, he's going to pull through. And it's just a tiny bit late. That's a tough thing to do. But the tricky thing is, you do have the double lane now. They are pinging the Witch Doctor. They did see him there in the... behind the trees. A little bit of harass. A little bit of trading. Now this lane will push. And this is the part where Dire gets to take advantage of that. Getting the EXP under their tower, and the opportunity to last hit. DD rune at bottom. Witch Doctor will take it. How's the contest at mid going? Quap looks like she is getting the better end of the last hit trades. She has more health. She has an active bottle. Ember Spirit has his bottle on the way. But at the moment, Quap can actually exert more rune control as well. She can blink to runes. That's one of her biggest strengths at mid, is her rune control. So Ember, even with this bottle, might have some trouble finding the ability to have some sustain. Oh, in a tough position right now. That Bola catching the right target will allow him to get away. Good reflexive Bola. But once again, as I was saying, he's going to have trouble with this bottle. Looks like he's going to Bottle Crow. Which, not being able to get to the runes before Quap is going to be his only option to keep refilling his bottle and to have the sustain that he needs in lane, so it was a smart decision. Even though Bottle Crowing is a sin, I think in this particular matchup it's going to be necessary.
Them Dire buildings are tough as nails for now.
And a glyph from Dire to protect the bottom tower, because this lane is pushing pretty hard. Quap able to find an Invis rune, and she's headed back to mid. Probably to see if she can catch this Ember out of position. He is a little low in health, which means that he's going to be in trouble if she blinks on him, and she probably will right here. Doesn't even need the blink. She had her ult up. First blood off an invisible sonic wave, no way to dodge. Well played, sir.
Mid tower's getting banged up.
And now we have vision. Here's a good sentry ward. Just a central lane ward, and look, another ward here.
Coming apart.
So they're definitely playing up this ward advantage. I don't think that Broodmother knows that they have the ward yet. That was a tough place to be, and Broodmother does get cut down for it. It's one of the things you get too comfortable with being invisible. I know from playing Ricky on occasion. And you just get used to being invisible, and unless you actually have the cues where you know they have a sentry ward in lane, that can definitely be your downfall. You play too risky and too loose, and get cut down.
Radiant's top tower's taking hits.
Looks like Clockwork has been pushing some harass with his fireworks here.
Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
Rocket Flare actually does have a decent amount of damage to it.
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
Wop now finding more regen for her bottle. And that's what I'm talking about, her sustain when she has the bottle and her ability to grab the runes. Ember Spirit did find a regen rune for his bottle, so that was pretty good. And it looks like Quap is going to go bot, looking for a kill. Should be interesting. The rest of the team probably knows she's coming in. They're going to lane back a bit, I would imagine. Here are the pings. It looks like they're going to go for the Rubik. So there goes Quap. Blinks in, does massive damage, which is really the way to play Quap. She just picks her target and nukes them down. And now, Witch Doctor having to fade back from Battery Assault, but Battery Assault will end before he's really in a dangerous position. Looks like Shadow Fiend also has a bottle. So looks like he'll be trying to contest the bottom rune at some point. I do usually prefer a Shadow Fiend at the mid position rather than the safe lane carry. I think that he needs the early levels in order to get his damage potential up. Oh, and this is looks like a dangerous place. I see. He did have his ultimate, his Fire Remnant that he could blink to. That was a smart play. Oh, and it looks like he is going to go on Quap, but she's able to blink away. An interesting positional contest. But using those Fire Remnants and using them to move around is going to be really important for him in this matchup. Let's see how Broodmother's doing up here. So it looks like Broodmother has de-warded the lane ward. A good play. You definitely need to do that as Broodmother. Let's see if they have any other wards on them. Yeah, Lich does have a ward. And Broodmother's smart. She does know that he has a ward, so he's hanging on to it. That's one of the reasons you definitely have to check your opponent's items in lane to make sure that you know what their potential is. My guess is the Broodmother knows that at any time that Lich can drop that ward and present a real problem. So Brood's got to keep her health up or stay in positions where she can't be got. Interesting. So it looks like Quap did fall to the Ember Spirit. Well played. Gives him a chance to free farm a little bit, pick up some extra EXP in a solo lane. And he's going to TP, but it was interesting to see how he dropped that that Ember, that Fire Remnant, right there in lane before he TP'd. Very clever, because then he can return anytime he wants to. And he did return very quickly. And it looks like Clockwork does have level 6, and he's looking for a kill here. Oh, this looks like he's going to go. And he does get telekinesis by the Rubik before he can drop his cogs. Now they're in a rough position. Lion gets a good stun off. He does throw his Hex on Shadow Fiend, but now he's in the side shop and he's in a very tough spot. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of that without... Oh, he does pull off the TP in time. Well played. And they're going to hunt for him, but not find. Fail to find. Which means that the game is hard, yes. Yes, it is. And they're going to be satisfied with chasing the opponent heroes out of lane. Shadow Fiend will use this bottle and go find that bounty rune. Clockwork at half health here. So Clockwork's initiation did not yield many results there, but at least they didn't feed any kills to the opponents in lane. Oh, Broodmother nuked down so fast. Well played, Anti-Mage. He does have a lot of damage potential in his Mana Void as well, given the right target. That is a tricky spell to use. You do have to use it on targets that are missing a lot of mana in their mana pool in order to use it to effect.
Dyer's mid tower could use a little help.
Once again, this lane is pushing pretty hard.
Technical difficulties.
Anti-Mage now leading the last hit chart. 63 last hits. That's going to be a dangerous proposition for the Radiant side in a little bit. Overall, he's going relatively uncontested for farm. And a good initiation by Clockwork. There go the cogs. Does he have Battery Assault on? Shadow Fiend does fall. He does have Battery Assault up. Going after the Rubik now, chasing him down the lane. And there's a Quap running in. She does get the dagger off on him. Clockwork's gonna dive. And oh wow, he is not able to catch the Rubik. The Rubik juking into the trees. Quap does teleport in to find her. Now Ember Spirit. Good bolas. Cuts down 2 with the creeps in lane as a assistance there. Well played. And he's chasing well with his ultimate, and it looks like he's going to get this Clockwork as well. Excellent plays by the Ember Spirit. Well done, sir.
The Dire best do something about that bottom tower. Radiant's top tower.
Shadow Fiend is quickly back in lane to farm. The cleanup squad, indeed. Oh, Anti-Mage in a rough position, does blink away though. He didn't actually take too much harass for that. So I'm not sure at what point he got the Battle Fury, but we are pre-13 minutes on it, which seems pretty good to me. I think he's going to be riding that Battle Fury to the late game here, and farming up as best he can. He is at 78 last hits. Anti-Mage is one of the hardest late game carries. Not as popular in the scene right now, but still very formidable.
Dyer's mid tower won't last much longer. Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
Looks like there's an engagement up here. Oh, Broodmother in trouble now, and will fall to the who got the kill on that one? It was Anti-Mage. Did get the Broodmother with the assistance of Lich, of course. Well played. Witch Doctor looks like they fell as well. So they definitely know that the Shadow Fiend is there. That was a nice rocket flare. Rocket barrage? Rocket flare, yes.
Radiant's mid tower's getting banged up.
So now Broodmother and Shadow Fiend looking for a target here in top lane, Anti-Mage.
Dire's mid tower's
They do have a ward there, so they know they're there. Here's the Lich, walking into a very tough position. Does get nuked down by the Shadow Fiend's damage potential there. Anti-Mage getting blocked in by the spiders. Blinking around them, trying to find the Shadow Fiend, but not going to make it. Along with the assistance of the Ember Spirit, that's going to mean 2 dead Dire heroes in the top lane. Giving Radiant a nice solid advantage here. Probably giving them the opportunity to take this tower, especially with all the broodlings. There goes the glyph, but oh, and here's a quick TP in response. Are they coming in to fight it? Clockwork rotating to top lane. Oh, and there's a good hook. Where the cogs? No, doesn't even need them. The battery assault enough to find the Shadow Fiend. Now here are the cogs against the Broodmother. The Broodmother's trapped in, but Ember Spirit's going to help her out, which will mean that Clockwork's going to pay for that gank, trading 1-for-1 against the Shadow Fiend. And once again, we're in a position where top tower is in trouble. The entire team's coming in, though. Here's the Lion. There's the Quap. Quap clearing the creeps in lane. Lich backing him up. And Radiant team will have to fade back here, all but the invisible Broodmother.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
Let's see if they have some vision. Does Lich still have that sentry? No. So no way to detect the Broodmother, unless she shows herself. Oh, that Rubik, though. That's a rough place to be. Run, Rubik, run! Oh, no, but Quap! Plus the Lion, Finger of Death. So insulting. Knocking Rubik right off the map there. Shadow Fiend rotating through the jungle. About to run into the Quap here. Backing away. Oh, this might be an ugly fight in just a second. Quap does see him now. He has backup. Ember Spirit's there. They want that Quap. They're gonna find her. So there goes Ember Spirit coming in. Oh, and she's able to blink away just barely in time. Lich ults, but Ember Spirit carries it away on his own. Now we've got the team here. There comes the Death Ward. 4 Radiant heroes. There go Cogs. Clockwork able to get his target. Now Anti-Mage rotating in, but getting hacked down by Broodmother and the Ember Spirit. And they're going to chase and will get him. The Ember Spirit with his Flaming Fist, Sleight of Fist, a very effective tool. A great skill. Basically no risk. He just pops that AoE down and is able to hit everybody in that group without them being able to target him either, because he's off the map for a second. So a good team fight for the Radiant side. Once again threatening tower, but once again there's a TP in defense. Lion coming in. Taking out the creeps in lane, forcing them to back up a little bit. And here's where Broodmother gets a little bit annoying, is that she's applying constant pressure in lane. You can't really let her go, she has to be babysat. Otherwise you will start losing towers to her. And I think that's why we're seeing Dire spending so much time traveling to top lane, traveling to this outlying tower, just to defend against her. And looks like there's a fight here. Clockwork, once again, he's looking for a target to jump to, doesn't find it, leaving Ember Spirit to hack him down. Ember Spirit now leading the net worth chart by quite a bit. Almost 11k. To the next highest hero, which is the Anti-Mage, sitting at a little under 8k. Quap now blinks away from danger. So much mobility in these heroes right now. And these lane creeps will give Broodmother a good chance to build up a brood. There they go. There's a dive. Ember Spirit finding 2 heroes directly under tower, not caring. Well played, sir. With that, will this be the push where they take the tower? I think it is. Here comes the brood. So in bottom lane here, we have a TP in response to the anti-mage pushing. Here comes Ember Spirit. He seems to be everywhere, using his ultimate to get behind the anti-mage. The anti-mage does blink away. He's got to work his way around the trees, trying to juke, running back left and right. Shifting, blinking. Good escape, getting into the trees. They're not going to chase him at that point. I'm not sure they saw him move into side shop. Rubik must have. He's running into the trees now to look for him. Doesn't see him there. Interesting. Oh, here comes the anti-mage now. Look at this. He's not going to stop him from TPing, but he did show himself, so that was interesting. There are a lot of dire heroes in this jungle farming at the moment. Oh, and here comes... Oh, a tough situation. That Shadow Fiend. He is under a Shadow Blade. It looks like he's going for a Requiem. There he goes. A huge amount of damage. Is able to catch one in trade, but probably not worth it for the Radiant side. They couldn't have known all 4 heroes were there in jungle. But that means that they do trade 2 heroes to 1. We are now 18-18 kills. Even score.
Dire's bottom tower's getting the business.
Oh. Quap with her AoE damage, able to nuke down the Brood, but oh! Karma turns it around! I'm surprised he had that much damage potential still, even after she killed so many of his broodlings. But he was able to, with his ultimate, take down the Quap. Very nicely played. He's got to know they have vision of him now, though, at least in this area, because Quap definitely went on him while he was still invisible in the webs. So Broodmother once again applying pressure, demanding attention, just rattling pots and pans in the top lane. And once again, Dire having to spend a lot of time rotating to top, not able to press other lanes. Clockwork now, falling to the Ember Spirit. Lion trying to support him, gets the Hex off, but not the other stun layer in time. Shadow Blade on a Shadow Fiend. A very common build-up. It does give him a chance, as we saw earlier, for him to land his Requiem of Souls. The interesting thing about the mechanic of Requiem of Souls is that it does have a very long wind-up. It's got like a 1.67 cast delay, which is really rough. So, being invisible for it does help. Ember Spirit, very cleverly pulling out with his ultimate. Blinking to a Fire Remnant. What is this fight? So Shadow Fiend once again. And that Lich was pretty low, but he's going to get away because Quap is threatening here at the team here. Witch Doctor on the run. No, we'll fall. There was a big Requiem, but Clockwork's right there. Cogs dropping on the Shadow Fiend. Clockwork does pay for it. No, he did have a Blade Mail. And I apologize, that was actually the Shadow Fiend that paid for that one, the exchange there. Wow, look at all the abilities changing hands. So Radiant was able to trade 2 for 3. And it looks like they're going to take a tower as well. Ember Spirit knocking on the door. Look how he's got runaway net worth here. Almost 16k to the next highest hero is 9k. He's got a Battle Fury and a Daedalus. A lot of damage potential, a lot of wave nuking potential. And keep in mind that his regular right click do attack. The attacks do stack with his Sleight of Fist. Just knocking on high ground. There's his bolas and his out. He is able to move back to his Fire Remnant here. So much mobility if you just plan around his ultimate well. And he's definitely able to take advantage of that right now. Brood Mother farming in the jungle. We may not see her effect, but she's definitely staying relevant. You can see the creep wave, not able to push up very far unless directly escorted by dire heroes. Once again demanding that attention. If that creep equilibrium ever gets up to the tower, then she'll make her presence known, rattling pots and pans again. So it looks like, in the meantime, Radiant was able to take another tower at bottom. And there's a bit of a fight. Rubik on the run. Queen of Pain, he looks very dead there. Queen of Pain able to blink in and kill him. Shadow Fiend now turning the fight around with the Witch Doctor, but there are 3 heroes versus 2. I'm not sure how much they can do here. Oh, there comes the Ember Spirit, though. Cavalry on the charge. Clockwork misses with his hook, but he does catch 2 in his cogs. Ember Spirit's right there with him, though. There goes the Requiem. So much damage. He's a little low, but he is bottling up, and Queen of Pain will fall to the Ember as well. So one interesting interaction with the Shadowblade and his Requiem of Souls is that because the Requiem of Souls is a channeled ability, he can actually channel the spell and he won't turn visible until after the channeling portion of it ends, so that 1.67 second cast delay won't make him visible until after the Requiem goes off. That's why it combos well with the Shadowblade. So he's able to activate the Shadowblade, walk into a position where he's right on top of the enemy heroes and Requiem, and they won't see him until he starts bursting damage all over their team. Looks like they're actually going to break high ground at bottom here. That mid tower is really low as well, but I'm going to go ahead and take it here. A Hex on the Ember Spirit, and he's able to pop out of the Hex and immediately start killing people. Shadow Fiend concentrating on taking down the barracks. Ember Spirit doesn't even need his help there in the fight. There's a big ult. Oh, Queen of Pain with a huge amount of damage on Ember Spirit and Clockwork. And they are able to get the Ember Spirit down, hopefully with that rubber band mechanic. That will give them enough gold that they can get back into this. Kill count now stands 32 kills to 24. But taking down the Ember Spirit could be huge. You can see that jumped Queen of Pain's net worth up. She's now second highest on the chart at 12.5k. But they were able to take out the ranged barracks at Dire's bottom lane, which means the lane equilibrium will push a bit. We do have the super ranged creep here. That guy's so super. Look at his hat. Look at it. It's just so super. Lots of spiders. Very creepy. Queen of Pain looks like she wants him. No vision on hand, though. Does Anti-Mage have vision? No vision on Anti-Mage. And Broodmother going for the Anti-Mage. She's able to blink out and get away. Looks like she does have Radiance. She must have farmed that in the meantime. That's even more threatening. Now she can farm with relative impunity, even being invisible, and post a lot of damage on heroes and lane creeps. Oh, there's some vision. Interesting. In the meantime, Witch Doctor did fall to the Anti-Mage, I'm guessing. Here comes Queen of Pain, wanting to duel against this mass of spiders. But at this point, her AoE is not enough to kill the spiders unless she spends her ultimate or multiples of her scream.
The Dire's bottom rag's got problems.
Let's see how Anti-Mage is built up here. He does have a Manta, and he's got some dust. He's doing okay. He's way across river, and he's alone, and the other members of the enemy team are off the map, especially Ember, so it's actually really dangerous for him to be pushing solo right now. He is very aware of it, so blinking into the trees at the first hint of danger. And sure enough, he is gone with a TP. Broodmother just gaining a creepy following of spiders. Maybe that's why I don't like Broodmother. She's just the creepiest hero. So, Queen of Pain once again babysitting the lane. Really need to. Anti-Mage now coming in. So it looks like it's going to be Anti-Mage and Quap. A big ultimate. And now with the two of them able to catch the Broodmother out of position and under the range of the vision here. That was a good way to bait the Broodmother into getting into a position where they could actually kill her. 1k cold indeed. Radiant now with 4 heroes going on Roche, and that Roche is just melting. Clockwork was able to see them with a rocket flare, but not in time to contest it. And with that, Ember Spirit does pick up the Aegis, which is bad news for the Dire team. Because right now he is the largest damage potential on the Radiant side. He now has a Desolator and a BKB as well, so he's definitely ready to take high ground. He is basically 6-slotted at this point.
Radiant's top tower. Dire's mid tower.
They're just looking for a fight here. They're able to take high ground, take out the tower. Here comes the BKB, and with that, they can't really affect this guy. Oh my, what a big scream. That was a great play by the Queen of Pain there. Basically applying a huge amount of damage to the whole team. Ember Spirit now coming back. He is a piggy, because that's cool. Sleight of Fist though, turning it around. Shadow Fiend just going for it. Forcing out a glyph from the Dire side. Very low in health, though. This is a dangerous place to be. Quap did spend her abilities, though, so Ember Spirit is able to take her down. 4 heroes down on the Dire side, and they're just knocking on the door here. They are able to get both of the barracks at mid. And Ember Spirit rotating bottom to take this other barracks, but Anti-Mage is right there, along with the stun from Lion. A well-timed one does mean that they've got a chance at a comeback. They're very positive about it. So once again, this is the Broodmother effect. Pushing lanes, right now pressuring tier 3s. They've got some pings on it, but right now she is uncontested, which means with her brood lane, she is going to take these barracks. They're running to the top lane as fast as they can, but they forgot to babysit top lane against the Broodmother. Here comes the TP. Anti-Mage coming back in, but they've lost a barracks and a tower to Broodmother now. 3 heroes in lane a little bit too late. So right now the momentum is definitely in the Radiant team's favor. Look at all those spiders. A creepy little line. Broodmother wisely carrying some sentries so that she can de-ward for herself. Oh, and there was a an interesting hook shot from the Clockwork. He's got the battery assault and the blade mail on, but he's still kind of in trouble. There's a death ward, but does get turned into a pig, which ends the channeled effect. Broodmother on the run. And she is just hiding there in the webs, but they can kind of detect her with the Radiance effect. They didn't see it. They're going to let her go. In the meantime, Anti-Mage and Quap looking to push out the lanes a little bit and gain some farm and XP for themselves. Anti-Mage blinking over to Agents, using his mobility wisely. This is a great offensive ward. Clockwork now with the cogs just a little bit late. Actually, you know what? Ember Spirit was able to teleport out using his ultimate. Once again, using his Fire Remnants, placing them in prescient places so that he could get out of that situation. That was a great counter ward there. And that was kind of cool how she was able to use her webs to actually move over the impassable terrain to actually attack the counter ward position, even though she is a melee. And now a great offensive ward as well. What is this? Huh. Okay. Counter warding again. Who put that ward there? I didn't even see that. Look at this ward. Wow. Right next to that sentry. Which means that ward, that observer is not long for this world if Radiant pushes up there. But note these positions. This is actually really good. When you start losing barracks, take note supports. This is what you should be doing, is getting vision. And getting it close to the high ground is actually good. You don't have to place it at the tower position. Just right up here is great, because you get an extra couple inches of vision into the lane. But you really need it, otherwise you get surprised by these mass pushes. A big ultimate from Queen of Pain, able to scare that Broodmother away, almost catching it with a scream. And now, on the chase, looking for the Rubik. That Anti-Mage is going for it, but gets cut down by Ember Spirit. Just a little bit too tunnel-focused a dive. And just trying to stave them off with that ultimate. Lich will bounce it around. Oh, it's going to catch the Broodmother. Nice ultimate. And finally soaking it off of any targets to bounce between. And despite that great Lich ultimate that will spell the end of the game, Radiant's map control and quick equilibrium pushing just too much for the Dire side to overcome. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I think that's going to be the end of that game, and we will soon re-queue for another game. Remember, if you want to join in on the Community Night games, just pop into the WeLikeDota Guild chat channel, and we will see you for the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good night.